All right, Hunter. So these videos are usually about 5 minutes, but I already kind of went through everything, and I'm gonna try to keep it in that time frame for you. But it's gonna be a little tough. So I went through your site here just to take a look and see what you got. It's a pretty decent site. You've got a decent amount of content on here, which is great. In general, I'm gonna hit just three major things here. You need to have at least 1,500 words or so of content on each page in order to rank for given keywords. A keyword is just a phrase that people are searching for to find your service, and you need to make sure that it's in the appropriate places, like junk removal services in Lexington, Kentucky. This is obviously a phrase that they're trying to rank for, which is great. So you want to make sure you have the right keywords, which does take some research, and you want to be following those. So I did do junk removal Lexington, Kentucky to see where you guys were at. Of course, you got the ads up in the top place here, which is great. It looks like about 170 people search this a month. And if you're up in the top, you should be getting a good majority of that. You are in the map pack, which is excellent. If you want to move up higher in this map pack, you need to make sure you have more citations than your competition. You're right on the borderline here, so this likely means, well, you could bounce in and out of this or move up. So a citation is your name, address, business URL, and phone number being listed in a directory. A directory is something like Yelp, Yellow Pages, White Pages, basically anywhere someone can go to get a list of businesses that they need. So you want to add more citations. That will help out a lot. I also highly recommend making sure your Google business page, which is this, is optimized. It likely is already optimized quite well, but make sure, just double check, go through it all, make sure everything's filled out. And then beyond that, you want to make sure you're doing posting to it. That way you stay relevant and you continue to move up. So the second biggest thing in ranking this map pack is ranking the organics, which is something that you really should work on, because as a service industry job, your biggest clicks are going to come from this map pack. The second biggest clicks that you're going to get are going to come from the organics. So how do you rank in the organics? We'll kind of dive into that here in a second. So I pulled up one of these guys. This is the other one in the map pack. This is clearly a lead generation site. What that really means is it's not actually a business. It's a marketing company that's built a website to get leads, and they're selling these leads to another junk removal expert. So there's two options here. You can beat them out pretty easily, or you can call them up and ask for the leads. So they're just throwing that out there. So they've got more content on their site, and they've done a good job doing their backlinking, which is where your site is kind of hurting. So what is a backlink? A backlink is a link from one website to another. So right now you've got a lot of, and there's two ratings that comes from this, right? So you got UR and DR. This is the domain rating, so the name of the website, like Magicians Lexington.com, it's how popular that name is. So if you think like Facebook, it's going to have a super high rating. UR is how trustworthy that site is. So if you're a junk removal company and your site says a lot of stuff about junk removal, well, they're going to believe you and the rating's going to increase. The more sites that point back to you that are more powerful or more popular will increase your DR, and the more sites that are relevant are going to increase your UR. These are both out of 100. The reason why it's important to have higher scores is because then your page is going to get crawled more often. And all that means is the content's going to get read, and Google's going to see that people are trying to find your content and push you up the ratings. So I know you were specifically curious about what words you were ranking for. So I did look at that. And one thing I would say that I would ask you to ask your marketers to do is make sure they start adding in better anchors. So from my perspective, you're not ranking really, these are the keywords that this website has found you being found for, if you followed that. And you're not really high on any of these positions. And this isn't these aren't the best words. So I did look at some of your other competition here. We're going to jump around a little bit. Junk Luggers. I realize it's a bigger company. And if we look at their insight, they have a very high domain rating because their site is very popular. The local site, though, is not very popular because they don't put any backlinks to this. This is one of the downsides of having a big company. However, they're still beating you out, and they've got a lot more keywords. So I looked at their keywords, and junk removal, Lexington, Kentucky is obviously one that you want. It's a very easy one to rank for, and you should be ranking for this. 90 searches a month. They also have some good other ones in here that you might want to be ranking for. I went back and I looked at your anchors. All right, so I'm getting into the weeds here. This is what the links names are that are on other sites that link back to you. They are not the keywords that you're trying to be found for, which is a problem. So you need to get that changed, and that will help you out tremendously. So I know I kind of hit quite a bit of things, but if I were to recap it for you, you want to make sure your content has the right keywords in the right areas. You have a lot of content, but you need to increase the keywords and position them in the headings correctly. You need to add a couple more you need to add more citations, quite a few more citations to just push you up into the front and then keep you there. Also create more GBP posts, which is in the Google business page, and then fix your backlinks. Make sure you're getting the right anchors, and that will help you tremendously. I'll be happy to talk to you in more detail, but just as a blanket statement, it looks like you do have a marketing team that is helping you. I've seen way worse, and I have seen better. So, take that for what you will. All right, man. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and we will talk soon. Thanks.